What are some of the biggest temperature mistakes people make with their offset smokers? One of the most common questions I get is, why can't I get my temperature up? Today, we're going over the 3 reasons that are most common to having temperature troubles. These are the most common mistakes preventing you from getting to your target temp. All right, let's talk about your exhaust vent. If you have your smoker dialed in, maybe halfway works perfect for you, or a quarter way, or 3/4 away. But for me, the way I like to roll smoke, I'm a wide open type of exhaust vent. Now, most people new to smoking are playing with the exhaust vent, they're playing with the intake vent, and they're playing with a lot of other variables all at once. So if you had this shut down and you loaded up your firebox with a ton of wood, all right, and then the next time you don't load it up or you leave this open, use the same amount of fuel, but you leave this open, you're going to start having different temperature patterns all over the place because you're changing too many variables all at once. So for me, to make it simple, I like to keep this wide open. We have to have airflow. It's got to be moving through the chamber and exiting. If you shut this down, and when I did that in one of my other videos, that kept the temperature right at 220. It was great for a real low and slow, but if I want 275 or 300, I need to get this open. I need the air to have a place to go. So that's one of the biggest reasons when people are like, I'm having trouble getting my temperature up, they have this shut. You gotta open it up. You gotta let the air flow. All right, the next culprit is the intake vent. All right, so most people, even for beginners, they figure this one out pretty quickly. But if you didn't play with fire a lot as a child, you might not know this. Fire needs air to breathe. All right, so most of the time I leave this open, and actually I'll leave the whole door open so I can get maximum airflow. The only time I'll shut this down if the wind is blowing right into it and really stoking the fire, really getting it hot, then I'll want to restrict that airflow to go in there. But for the most part, I want to leave this wide open. I like having my door open for most of my cooks because I can monitor this fire pretty easily. But for a lot of cooks, this suffices and this does the trick. Now, if you want more details on what actually happens with dropping down these vents, especially with the firebox, I did a firebox management video that goes in detail, all these aspects, and a white puffy smoke video that you really don't want, because you want your fire breathing, you want the right amount of oxygen, getting that clean smoke. So we want to avoid bad smoke. So make sure you check out those 2 videos, or make sure to check out the Barbecue Smoking 101 playlist to really get the fundamentals down for all your smoking needs. Before we get into the biggest culprit, the hidden culprit, I want to touch base about the BBQ Journal. Thank you for all the positive feedback. I am shocked by how helpful this tool has become. I always knew it was going to be helpful, but I didn't know it was going to be this much of a success. So thank you to everybody that's gotten it. This, in the digital age where we write down everything in our phones and then totally forget about it, this is perfect. This is something you can walk around with and have in your hands to refer to. You're making your own recipe book. You're taking the notes that work for your smoker, and you have it all at the tip of your fingers. So make sure to check this out in the description below or at comparisonscooking.com. Let's talk about the hidden culprit most people don't even know is out there. And if you have your firebox, even with the vents wide open, you think it's been running great for 4 hours, you're at 275, you're at 300 because you're really trying to run hot, but now 4 hours later you keep adding fuel and you cannot get this above 200 degrees. What is happening? Ash buildup. You can see down here that this is restricting the airflow. All right, so you have to do one of 2 things. You have to get a tool to clear this out. Every time you add fuel, you want to make sure air has a path to get underneath the coals and get them hot. I don't know if you can see it back there, but those coals, just by doing that, are already getting hotter. So that's step one. All right. Now, you might be busy. You might have guests coming over and you have a lot going on. You want to make sure your food's perfect. Your fire's been working well for you for hours, but now you've got too much going on and you forget to do this. And your cook is slowing down drastically. Party times in 3 hours, your food's not going to be done. What's a better way to help this process is to add something to lift up this firebox. So even after hours of ash dropping down, if you don't remember to clear it out, you still have plenty of airflow. All right, so what I normally have in here, but for illustration purposes, I want to take these out. Normally, I have bricks. Simple bricks I grabbed from my garage. And look at that. Look how much more airflow I have now that I've lifted that up to make sure, even when I'm shut down, the fire isn't getting stuffed out. Snuffed out? I don't know. One or the other. Tell me in the comments which is a better term. Snuffed out, I think. So you want that airflow going. That's what you're looking for. These are the hidden mistakes, the biggest culprits, I would say, that people aren't paying attention to, and they're getting frustrated with, why can't I get my fire temperature up? I've been cooking for hours. It was at 300. I was trying to go hot and fast, but now it won't get above 200. What is going on? Those three things are the first places you want to look. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to check out those other videos and the playlist Smoking 101 to make sure you're upping your game right from the start. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and smash that thumbs up button. While you're at it, check out comparisоncooking.com. Make sure you get out there and get that smoke rolling.